The superintendent of the River Valley School District is with us this morning. He's Philip Martell. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd. Happy New Year.
And to you, too. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So we're getting toward the end of the first semester, if you will, and moving on into I know that we think of the second semester as beginning right at the beginning of January, but you've still got a little bit of time left. But this is turning into a really busy time of the year, and it goes fast from here on out, doesn't it?
It does, but probably not fast enough. As a lot of us will want to get through the rest of this pandemic if we can. It's presenting immense challenges now after the holidays.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of issues, and let's start with that as you enter into this next phase. We're back from the Christmas break, and we're anticipating that the numbers will go up in every school district because just that's the way that it goes when people have been around other family members, and then they bring it in. But you're pretty comfortable with the masking policy and the distancing policy?
We are. We're working the best that we can. And it's just. Everything's going to have its challenges. It's just amazing if you think back when we started to talk about this probably 2 years ago, Todd. It's how it's really just kind of converted and kind of just continues to change, and the policies and the manuals and you want to return to a sense of normalcy, but at some point in time, is this here for the long period of time? And it's just something we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. Then, of course, you've got the quarantining policy, and you get the guidance from the state health department, from the state education department, the CDC. Lots of folks weighing in, and you have to fashion a policy that's going to work for you. So that's an ongoing thing. That's not something that is solved in a day because everything changes. I wanted to ask you about this, the announcement that the school district and the school board actually approved this last month is going to continue with the after-school programming that was formerly done by Evergreen because of their issues. They're not able to offer it here in the spring. That's important, though, isn't it, for students?
It's a tremendous program. We definitely have a need. I think a lot of school districts in Indiana County have a need. And, be able to move forward and provide that program. No one could seem to find out why the grant was stopped, but we had to move forward. It was the board made the difference in giving us the money to do it, believe me. So it was a big challenge, but we knew the need was there, and we're going to continue to do it. And moving forward to next year and applying for the grant ourselves as a district.
Yeah. Okay. So those programs will go on. That requires a great effort, doesn't it, from the faculty and the other volunteers who are going to help it make it happen.
It does, and we were very fortunate. We had great individuals who were working within our district from the leadership down, and we were able to retain all those people to come work directly for the district. So we really didn't miss a beat, and that was all put together, as you know, in a short period of time over December. So it had its challenges, but I'm glad we were able to continue to do the program.
Absolutely. Hey, in this past month, of course, the River Valley School Board holding a special meeting to talk about the Saltsburg Charter Academy School. At the end of that hearing, of course, you're gathering up information, finding out what the public feels about it, and how comfortable are you with what happened at the hearing and moving forward now?
We know what we're doing as a school district. They came and presented information, but it was really there was no data provided to the district. The presentation was really piecemealed together. No rhyme or reason behind some of the numbers. So, we're comfortable with what we're doing moving forward. They don't have a facility. I can go through a list of things, really, with questions that need answered before anybody would move forward to consider that. Mm-hmm. But, we're going to stay focused on what River Valley's doing, and that's all we can do. Okay.
Let's talk about that particular building. And the plans that you have made for it, they're well known, and I know that you've worked awful hard on that, and there has been opposition, but there's also been acceptance within the district, hasn't there?
There really has. I mean, it's like I said, there's the kids, the parents have really done it, but what we're looking to do is really expand that building and have it at full capacity. Starting next year, if some of the universal pre-K money ends up coming through, we plan on starting like the universal pre-K in that building as well and creating an early childhood learning academy. And currently, right now in Saltsburg, there is no daycare, none of those services available to anybody. So it's when we know, like the after-school program, Todd, there's a need. And we as a country have to get people back to work because right now they're quitting in mass numbers because it costs them too much more for daycare. than working on a job. So they're taking care of their own kids. But we have to get people. These type programs like that will help, along with the other STEAM programs that we're going to have in the building. We're kind of excited about it.
With what is essentially a brand new school district, and the two sides of that school district working together, and sometimes with some conflicts that have to be worked out, that process continues as well. And I know that there are going to be sometimes that you can't come to the best solution, or maybe you can come to what you consider to be the best solution, but not a solution that's going to be satisfactory to everybody.
No question about it. It's the world we live in, and it's give and take. I see a lot of that with even with some of our new board members. I'm kind of excited about, to continue moving forward, because we have an exciting, next few years coming up as we look at really, what we want to do as far as, from an athletic facility and things. We're in the process of looking at those types of things to really kind of put the school district on the map.
Yeah. Heading into the next 6 or 9 weeks and then on into the spring, what are some of the things that you're hoping for within the school district?
Really just to try to keep our staff and students as healthy as they can. And it's really it's a daily challenge. But I'd be lying to you to tell you that's not really the primary concern, and every other school district's probably going to be in the same boat. As we enter in the spring also with the testing windows. We really won't truly know the devastating impact of this pandemic to our students probably for a year or two. Mm-hmm. But I do think it's a long-term problem that we're going to have to figure a way out to overcome.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something that is going to be right at top of mind going forward. And in terms of the district itself and the actual administration of the district, the school board's going to have to meet later this month, come up with their budget resolution, and inform the state of the decision there as regards the state tax index. What does the beginning of this budget process look like for River Valley?
We've already started, really. You think about it, it's really never ending, as I always tell people. They think but it's really a yearly process, because you're maintaining what you're watching what you're doing from the previous year, really, to kind of set the table for the following year. We've overcome a lot of challenges, from what happened before I got there. So we're really finding some financial stability and just getting that process done. Moving forward, but be able to continue the programs that we want to continue to give the educational opportunities. So, we started now. We're going to continue to work on it through the spring, and we'll present the board with, a comprehensive program and budget to approve. You're,
of course, dealing in a unique way than most other superintendents are, because of the consolidation of the Saltsburg and the Blairsville building into the River Valley building, and so all of those expenses had to be accounted for. Are you pretty satisfied with district finances, that everything is being handled in terms of expenses and outflow?
Yeah, we are, and we've done a lot of adjustments, like I said, over the last year. Our in-house cyber program is flourishing. We have probably 50 to 60 less kids in outside cyber that are back in-house now this year, and you and I both know that's a huge savings to the district. So we've taken measures ourselves to kind of put in place to say, okay, what happened during the pandemic and previously? How do we get stop the bleeding and moving forward with programs? And we're doing, we're constantly doing that.
Yeah, somebody in your position, of course, that cyber question is one that still has to be answered statewide, doesn't it?
It does, and I just, like I said, I go back to the thing. I look at the success of the program that we're having, because online learning is here to stay. If anything came out of the pandemic, like that type of flexible learning environment has to be maintained, because some students do like it. But we also want them expanding beyond that, if they are in that mode, to be able to go and do job apprenticeships and things like that. But we're comfortable where our program is, and we're going to continue to grow it and watch its success.
He is Philip Martell, Superintendent, River Valley School District. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Todd.
Have a great one. Have a great one.